Hello, baby. Hello, Nancy. Hello there. Hello. I say hello. Hello, friend. Well, hello, little girl. Hello, my treacherous friends. Hello, operator. The beginning of everything. Welcome back, my friends. It's showtime.
All right, welcome back, everyone. It's Jay and Mark today.
Hey, how's everyone doing?
First episode of 2010.
2010.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, episode 89. And we got a pretty good show for you today. Got a lot of stuff lined up.
If we had a bad one, we wouldn't tell you anyhow. It's for at least until an hour from now.
That is true. How was your New Year's?
It was good. Went skiing. Nothing too exciting. We went to Mountain Creek in New Jersey. Mm-hmm. Local mountain. Skiing was, I guess, adequate. Nothing too crazy. We stayed in this condo. There were like 7 of us. And on the second night, I guess this condo is people stay there for renting for like going skiing, but some of the locals also live there. Mm-hmm. And our neighbor decided to have his own Pantera concert at around 4 p.m. in the afternoon.
Ooh, good times.
Our whole place was just shaking, rattling from this guy's, I guess his stereo was just turned up full volume. Mm-hmm. And so we keep calling security. First we actually went over there, tried to bang on the guy's door. He didn't answer. And then we called security, and eventually security comes over, and I was kind of peering out the window, like a little bit, so he couldn't see me. And basically, so this big, as hick-looking guy as possible, big, burly, fat dude comes out, and the cop's like, you gotta turn your music down. And he's like, hey, old man, why do I gotta turn my music down?
No, one of those.
And
was he wearing sleeves?
I don't remember if he was wearing sleeves or not, but he's like, it's not 10 p.m., I don't have to turn my music down until 10 p.m. That's what the ordinance says. I know the law. And the guy's like, listen, I don't care what the law says. You fucking can't have your music this freaking loud. The weird part is he looked like this big hick from the South. Mm-hmm. Nothing against the South. But he had this weird accent, which he either could have been like French or mentally retarded. And we couldn't really tell. And I don't know, but eventually the cop got him to turn the music down, but then, like, my wife and the other girls were all like, oh no, we can't stay here anymore, he might attack us. And I was like, he's not going to go to jail for murder because we turned down his music. But eventually we had to change condos, but we got the second night free, which made the change of condos worthwhile. That was one of the more bigger events of our weekend. And I guess we did skiing. My wife... she's not the most daring skier in the world. And so for all those people that know skiing well, she likes to just stick on greens. And she's like, Mark, don't take me on anything besides a green. And so the second run down, we were all like, hey, that blue looks easy. And she's like, but I thought you were going to stay on greens. And we're like, yeah, but don't worry, it'll be totally fine. And so then I ended up with her near a kind of a steep part of the blue, petrified, scared to death to actually go down the hill. And basically ended up walking down the hill and being like, pointing at me and going, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you.
I've actually never gone skiing, but I plan on doing it very soon.
Really?
Yeah.
Skiing, you should, when are you going to
go? I don't know. I'm thinking I got a vacation right now, so...
You should go. You should learn. It's actually, when I first started skiing, I actually didn't think it was that much fun because I didn't know how to stop. Mm-hmm. And all I knew how to do was fall. But once you actually get the hang of how to stop and everything, it's actually a pretty fun activity.
Did you do the just lower your butt till it drags on the ground to slow yourself to a stop?
I did kind of the jump out of the moving car kind of stop where you just kind of dive to the ground.
Just roll over, play dead.
When I first started, first time I ever went skiing, I was in college. Mm-hmm. And when you first start skiing, when you're that age, and then you watch like 5-year-olds do things that like you would never even dare to do because they have no fear, and you're like scared to death to do anything. But I first started, I put my skis on, I took a lesson, and all I told you the lesson is that the way to stop is French fry pizza. And that is, you pick your skis, and either you stick them out like French fries, or in like a pizza. Okay. Which, even not a skier, you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, but when you do it like outwards, don't your legs like drift apart as well, and you're doing a split?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
It's totally not the way to stop. It's the way to stop if you're going like 2 miles per hour on your skis.
So as soon as your legs rip apart, in theory, you stop.
Once you actually start, when you're going down the mountain, you don't end up just going like, can't just use that pizza French fry thing to slow down. Suddenly you just gain some speed and you're like fuck, how do I stop? You're trying to do French fry pizza thing, and you're going like 100 miles per hour, hoping to like not die. And then, so my theory for a little while, not my theory, my way was to just dive to the ground at the end of each like run, which wasn't the best way to ski.
Right.
Eventually, I figured out you have to do like, someone can't see me, so I'm going to move over.
Everyone wants to see your beautiful face.
Oh, look at me. You like me, don't you?
Plus the the pile of trash in the background isn't the greatest. Can't seem to get around that.
So, what was I going to say? So basically, I'd always throw myself to the ground. What you actually have to do to stop, for the most part, is do kind of a hockey style slide to one side or the other side.
Okay.
And so that's how you stop. But when I was first going, the first couple times I went skiing, only thing I knew how to do was go really fast straight down the mountain. And so I think the second time I ever went skiing, I had studied abroad in Australia, and I was in New Zealand going skiing. Actually, not the most important part of the story, but anyhow, so I figured out how to go really fast straight down the mountain, and I kind of like had learned at this point how to like go right and left, so I can go around people. So I was kind of good at that. The only thing I wasn't good at was actually coming to a stop. Mm-hmm. And when you're on like the beginner slopes, people tend to like just stop and kind of hang out in the middle of the slope for no reason. Like people are like, families are having like picnics in the middle of the slope.
And you just come barreling through.
I come barreling through. And everything says like go slow, because people are all like learning. I'm going 100 miles per hour. So I'm going along. Everything's fine. Suddenly, this little girl makes a right instead of a left and like confuses me. Like kind of just dives in front of me. So I fucking dive to get not to hit the little girl because I don't want to kill her.
Yeah.
So instead I almost killed her mom. I took her mom's legs out right from under her. Mom goes flat on her back, like hits her head. Her whole family, like all 15 of them or whatever, were all there for some reason. And all of them just stare at me and be like, "Sir, why are we on the mountain if you can't ski? Why would you do that? You know how dangerous it is. You almost killed her."
Well, you don't just instantly know how to ski.
No, and I mean, I guess obviously you shouldn't be going like 1,000 miles per hour down the beginner slope if you don't know how to ski.
Sometimes you can't help it.
Sometimes you can't help it. And so that's what I was doing and almost killed her mom. And the entire family stood above me, judgmentally saying I'm a terrible human being.
That's the way I am with ice skating. I can go pretty fast straight, but I can't turn or stop. So I kind of just go straight, hit the wall, turn 90 degrees, go straight, hit the wall, and I just keep doing that.
So I can't get enough speed going ice skating to be really dangerous.
Yeah, I'm a big guy, and, I could get a decent amount of speed going. So it's pretty. And last time I went, I guess my ice skate got stuck in a groove, and I started just like turning, and I couldn't help it. And I was barreling right toward this like 8-year-old, and I'm just like, I can't stop, get out of the way. The kid was like freaking out. I couldn't do anything though. I was totally out of control.
I like the fact that also if you scream, "I can't stop" and "sorry," it's totally cool that you like mangled someone's son.
Oh yeah, you can murder somebody. But I said I couldn't stop.
Listen, I said I couldn't stop. You should figure out how to skate better than me.
Yeah, exactly.
You're gonna love skiing. You're probably gonna murder someone.
I figure the cast where I'm in a cast will be the show after skiing.
Oh.
Yeah, the cast.
I didn't know if you were part of moving to India and becoming part of the cast system. I didn't know what you were talking about.
No, that's cast with an E. I'm not that fancy.
Okay.
Yeah.
The thing with the skiing, what you got to do actually to go slow down like the steep mountains is go right, like always go to side. You're always trying to go like either the left side or the right side. You kind of slow yourself down a little by going side to side. But when you first start, it's really hard to figure that out. And all I could figure out was going like a bullet.
I'm just going to go right for the moguls.
Yeah, that's what you should do. The moguls, I haven't skied that much. Moguls, even if you feel like you're kind of decent at skiing, you start doing the moguls. All you do with moguls is get up for like 3 seconds and fall. Get up for 3 seconds and fall. Get up for 3 seconds and fall.
Well, you don't move fast.
Yeah, at least. Oh, actually, no, you do. You gain a little bit of speed. That's why you fall immediately.
Okay, gotcha.
That's at least happens to me. Actually, last year skiing can be like dangerous, I guess.
Oh, I'm sure it's extremely dangerous.
And so now that I guess it's becoming more prevalent, people are wearing helmets.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I was just talking to someone about this, how she was saying how, like, when she was a kid, no one that rode a bike ever wore a helmet.
Right. Yeah, same here.
And now every kid has to wear, like, armor when they go biking, basically. So the same thing's happening as with skiing. Not everyone's required to, but it's becoming more and more people wear helmets.
I think people just need to toughen up.
Yeah, I mean, like, you hit your head, you fucking deal with it.
Yeah. We had our head many times, and we're fine.
Yeah. So, and if you're going snowboarding, the thing about snowboarding versus skiing, skiing, you fall, you kind of fall on your side, and snowboarding, just the way you're standing on the snowboard, you either fall on your ass or your head.
Okay.
And so my stepbrother was out skiing with us, and he fell on his head. And this was around the time last year of the Natasha Richardson thing. You know, where she fell on her head, and then, like...
I don't even know who that is.
Oh, she was, what's his name's husband?
Mr. Richardson.
Mr. Richardson. Actually, not Mr. Richardson.
Oh, one of those.
Look it up on Google right now. She hit her head skiing and thought she was fine and died 2 days later.
Oh, like an aneurysm or something?
Yeah, something crazy.
Huh.
So anyhow, I think this happened like right afterwards. So like, she was whose husband?
Somebody Redgrave. No? Tony Richardson.
No.
I'm just reading every name. That
reading every name. Everyone should know this story because why the hell not?
Liam Neeson. Thank you, listener.
Yes. What was I going to say? Anyhow, so this happened. The incident happened like 2 weeks later. So he hits his head. We're all back in the condo, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, he hit his head! Like, are you okay?" He's like, "Yeah, I have a little bit of headache. I'm not that great." And they're like, "You have to go to the hospital right now." And I was like, "He doesn't have insurance. It's going to cost a lot of money. He probably just has a headache, and he might have a concussion." I'm like, "Yeah, he might have a concussion. They'll give him some Advil and send him the fuck home
and charge him $500."
Yeah, I mean, like, basically, it's going to be fine. If he wakes up tomorrow feeling awful, then he should go to the hospital. Everyone was like, "Mark, you're an awful human being. How could you even say that? So uncaringly say that?" So of course he went to the hospital, got a $500 bill that he can't pay, and they sent him home with Tylenol and said, "Come back tomorrow if there's any problems." And everyone then afterwards, the Natasha Richardson thing happened. Everyone was like, "Oh my god, Mark, how could you have said that? He could have died." And I was like, "Yeah, I was wrong. You're right. He should have gone to the hospital. But remember what I said would actually happen? That's what happened."
Yeah, you know, the Richardson thing was probably a 1 in a million story, but because it was a famous person, everyone's like going crazy and overreacting.
Yeah. And then I think there was a story about some kid who got like hit in the head with a baseball who died like also.
Okay, again, like many kids got hit in the head with a baseball when I was growing up. It's one of those freak things. It happens.
I mean, I think every kid gets hit in the head a lot.
Yeah, it's part of growing up.
If I died every time I got hit in the head, I'd have a lot of nickels.
Yeah, I got hit in the head countless times. It's just, you know, it's what we did when we were growing up. You do stupid shit. You build ramps. You jump off of high places. We had this woods a couple blocks from my house, and it just I don't know. I guess in Long Island there's a lot of forest areas that they haven't plowed down yet.
Same in Rockland County. Right?
Not so much now. All the woods we used to play in are all torn down now, but back then there was woods with this huge pit, probably not as big as I remember it, but I'm going to say at least 10 feet.
Okay.
And what we did is we found a mattress on garbage night, threw it to the bottom of the pit, and then we'd run and jump off and land on the mattress, and it was hilarious. So
you're like those what are those alcohol commercials where they do random things? They like throw a bunch of mattresses in a thing and they jump into it?
We were way ahead of our time.
Yeah. You're pretty cool. You know what I noticed hasn't happened to me in a while? And maybe same to you. When's the last time you got a skinned knee?
2 days ago?
2 days ago? I was going to say I haven't got one in like 15 years.
Yeah, well, I started playing volleyball again, and I got like one of those gym burns, which that's even worse than asphalt.
That really is.
It is. I took a shower right afterwards, and it just stung, and I'm like screaming in the shower.
My god, that's the worst thing ever. Yeah, I pretty much hate that.
Yeah.
So, how was your New Year's?
New Year's was good. Yeah, had a party, lots of drinks. 5 hours into it, we snuck in here and did a secret New Year's Eve podcast, which was fun.
Double secret?
Double secret. We had Peter and a bunch of random drunk people who walked in and said a few things. Actually started a bonus content section. So
bonus content? How can I get that?
All you have to do is go to brinkofsanityshow.com and go to that donate tab, and you donate $5, and you give me your forum name, and then you get 30 days access to the bonus content. So we got a bunch of never aired before episodes. We got some after shows. My original
For only $5?
It's amazing.
For only $5.
I know, it's hard to believe, isn't it?
It's not $5 and a kidney.
No,
Because I can only get
$5.
1 month of content and still live.
Yeah,
If I did the kidney.
I know it's hard to believe, but yeah. Basically, I'm piss broke and I need money to pay for the show.
Okay.
And I figured instead of just asking for free money, you can get dozens of hours of free content.
Can people send other things? I mean, like,
Oh yeah,
can they send like pounds of chicken?
I will accept chicken. I don't know if you'll get bonus access, but you will get a shout out, and I will eat the chicken
Live on the show?
Well, I don't want to say that. I'm going to get rotten chickens. And,
yeah, that's true.
You could send me like a KFC coupon, and I'll eat that on the show.
Okay, that's not bad.
The coupon, not the chicken. Because I'm
probably
too lazy.
better for you.
Yeah, I'm too lazy to go out and actually get the chicken.
Yeah.
Also, if you just want to donate money, the donate link is there. And if you donate $25 or more, you get a free T-shirt.
If you donate $50 or more, you get to feel really good about yourself.
Mm-hmm. And you get to see a pop filter on the guest host microphone, which will be a lot less annoying for the listeners.
If you donate $300 or more, you actually cure cancer.
Mm-hmm. It's a proven fact.
Yeah,
they're $300 away.
If you donate less, I'm sure other people care more about cancer than you.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Pretty much. All right. So that was our plug for. Oh yeah, and it's a new month, so vote on Podcast Alley.
My on a totally random, my cousin,
mm-hmm.
she's 17 in high school.
Okay.
And she's talking about the science fair they were having, and it sounds like it's out of like a TV show, like the second runner-up built like a pretty cool volcano.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, what's the first person doing? And apparently working on something related to leukemia with like cells and trying to find a cure for leukemia. Something she's doing related that I'm like, curing leukemia, volcano.
Yeah. Doesn't quite fit.
Yeah. I was like, wow, you guys go to a much better school than I do.
Yeah. I ran around and filmed things.
Yeah. I was like, I can't even do the fucking volcano.
Which is why I can't afford to put a podcast up every month now, because I have a communications degree, and that's what it gets you.
Yeah. You're communicating, so you're kind of giving all you could to your degree.
Yeah, that's true. Fully applied myself.
Yeah. It's weird coming out of school, like coming out of high school, like I applied to college and they have a list of majors.
Mm-hmm.
And like, for instance, there was like engineering, and I had done well and got into a good school, and I didn't know what engineering was.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, now I'm not retarded. I know what that is, I think.
It's the guy who drives the front of the train.
Yeah.
He pours coal into the front of the train.
We had an entire college devoted to engineering, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
Well, they didn't really explain any of the shit when you're applying to college. Like, they're like, you could go to law school, and it's like, well, what jobs are there? And they're like, well, you could be a lawyer. Like, there's like dozens of jobs that you don't even know. And
well, I remember having we had like a home ec class in high school,
mm-hmm.
and they told you pick a profession and tell us about that profession, like as you're like exploring professions of the future.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, in the room of like 35 people, the only professions anyone had were doctor, lawyer, banker,
fireman,
or fireman or cop. It was like the most boring list of professions out there,
mm-hmm.
and the teacher's like, okay, those are all the professions. Pick one. They say like high school doesn't prepare people for like the real world,
mm-hmm.
and like,
right.
I think Bill Gates, they couldn't be any more right.
Yeah,
you don't know shit about a credit card. You don't know shit about a bank account. Filing your taxes, which becomes legal. You legally have to do it unless your parents do it when you hit 18.
Mm-hmm.
They don't tell you how to do that.
But I knew the quadratic equation, which I've used never.
Yes.
There's a lot of mindless bullshit that.
I do this thing where we tutor people for people who are off the street and people that were had like they're homeless or other things coming back from or from prison who are trying to get their GED, and the stuff you have to teach them is such like, I mean, it's like learning about fractions is very good and all that,
mm-hmm.
but I can't think of anything that'll be more useless in life knowing how to add or subtract mixed denominators.
Yeah. Yeah, I do tax work, and I don't need any of that math shit. If you know to add, subtract, multiply, and divide, you're done. You don't need any of that other shit.
You never need to know
Some jerk had a pyramid. I don't even remember what that one was. We had to learn some sort of mathematical pyramid.
Yeah.
Never used that.
You're not like, oh, what makes you a successful banker? Well, I'm really good at proving triangles are equal.
Yeah, exactly. I can find the circumference of things.
I'm good at the Pythagorean theorem, and that's why I've done well in life.
Modus tollens. I don't even know what that is. I remember that's a name.
I'm not sure what that is either.
Yeah.
Or I'm doing really good in life because I learned European history. Thank God.
Yeah. All right. Oh, 631-676-1181 is the live number if you want to tell us your New Year's stories, resolutions, or any of that crap.
We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
Seriously, love. I mean, love to hear from you.
Did you make any New Year's resolutions?
Did I make any New Year's resolutions? Not really. Did you make any New Year's resolutions?
Not like officially. I have goals for the year. I guess that's a New Year's resolution, but I don't know. I'm going to be less fat this year, which shouldn't be hard to do. And I'm going to quit the podcast at some point.
You're going to quit the podcast this year?
Yeah, I think so. Why not?
What are you going to do?
I don't know. Read a book.
You're going to quit? You've been doing this for 89 shows and you're going to quit? What are you, Howard Stern?
Episode 100.
Episode 100? You're done?
Yeah.
But you've been buying all this stuff for the show.
Yeah, I know. I wasted a lot of money.
Yeah, you really wasted a lot of money. You're just going to quit, and that's going to be the end of what's Magellan going to do?
Well, I could be like Jay-Z, and I could have like 8 comeback specials. It's all just for ratings,
Yeah.
We're back.
This is my last album until 6 months later when I will release a comeback album.
Only I'll just wait like 8 days, so the show has only been gone for like technically 1 extra day.
You're like, actually, the 101st episode, 11 days apart.
Yeah. I just took 1 week vacation. Well, that's what Jay-Z does. He's had like 15 albums.
Difference is, Jay-Z, worth $1 billion.
Yeah, well, that's, he's got a little more motivation to come back. For me, I get to talk to 3 people and spend a lot of money that I don't have.
Well, I think what happened to him, he still had like $1 trillion. He had a ridiculous amount of money when he retired. But he's like, wait, you don't no longer care what I have to say? Fuck you, I'm putting out an album.
Right. You mean I could just talk over other people's songs and make another $1 billion?
That song has got Empire State of Mind.
Oh, yeah.
So that one line, which was you ever look at the website Deadspin.com?
Mm-mm.
So there's a one line, if Jeezy's paying LeBron, I'm paying Dwayne Wade. You ever hear that line?
No.
Okay, so it's a major line in the song.
Who's Jeezy? Jesus?
Well, that's the question. This whole Deadspin's a great site. It explains the article. It explains basically...
really digging deep into the lyrics of Jay-Z.
Yeah. It's pretty funny because it's if you listen to the song closely, it's a pretty like prominent line. And it's also like, everyone's like, what does Jay-Z? He's buying the Nets. Does he mean he's going to bring LeBron James over to the Nets or something like that? Yeah,
well, that's not happening. So
Well, here's what it actually comes down to.
Okay.
So they said like the misheard lyric is if Jesus is buying LeBron. Mm-hmm. And so they're like, but the question is, Jesus doesn't own a basketball team, so we're guessing Jesus is not buying LeBron for anything.
Mm-hmm.
So,
come on, read and talk.
Sorry.
Okay, professionalism.
So basically, what that ends up meaning is, so Young Jeezy, who's also a rapper, has a line in one of his songs that talks about how he's paying LeBron instead of something else, another basketball player. As it turns out, street lingo for amount you're paying for, I think it's heroin or cocaine, I'm not positive, is by basketball players' numbers. So paying LeBron means you're paying $23,000 for this amount of heroin, whatever. And Jay-Z is saying, yo, I own New York so much that if Young Jeezy's paying 23, I'm paying 6,000, whatever Dwayne Wade's number is.
He could have just said Tony Douglas, same jersey number.
I know, yeah. I don't know why I didn't say Tony Douglas. But that's what it actually means. So it's like, I feel hip and almost black by knowing that now.
You just...
Once the lyrics are explained to the white people, we get it too. Mm-hmm. That's what they should be doing in our high schools.
I feel a shade darker already.
Instead of European history, explain to them black rap lyrics. And that way our kid could get along better. At least he can understand song lyrics as opposed to, what the hell he learned from knowing the quadratic equation.
Right. I don't care what some Brit did 500 years ago anyway.
Yeah. Not like it really matters who started World War I or the War of 1812 or the Austrian-Hungarian War.
I don't care what any country did ever, pretty much.
They say if you don't know history, you're doomed to repeat it. I'm never doomed. to try to take over Afghanistan or Europe or anything like that, because I'm never going to have that power, so I can just not learn that stuff.
Right. I just keep to myself, so it's all right.
Yeah, if I'm ever going to, like, I always kind of think, like, that kind of stuff, the European history, and probably just history of the rest of the world, that shit's stuff, if you're going to run for political office, there should actually be some kind of test where you have to, like,
I agree.
prove.
I agree.
Like, maybe not official, a standardized test, basically. If you're going to become in office, you have to take this exam and pass it. I mean, you need a license to become a lawyer or a doctor, but to run the fucking country, you need people to be dumb enough to vote for you. That's it.
Yeah, pretty much. Plenty of those people.
Yeah.
Oh, that dog is going to die.
The one barking in the background? I thought that was just like the beat we had going. That's
the neighbor's dog who they leave outside for like 18 hours at a time, and the thing just barks the entire time.
Well, all dogs are going to die. Just a matter of how fast it's going to happen.
Yeah, well, it might be a little faster when I throw a poisoned biscuit out my window.
Or you can do a poisoned rock.
You can hear it a lot better in the summer when I have my window open. It's a lot of fun.
That's really annoying. How long have they had that dog for?
I think since before I moved in. So I remember when I started the show like 2 years ago, it was out there.
So I see you don't have you don't have a roommate anymore.
No, I don't. I don't know where we got up to in the shitty roommates or shitty segment of the show. Because I've had like a shitty story every week.
Last time I remember, at least when I was on the show, your roommate had tried to duck out of the bill, saying, "Listen, some other people are paying less than I'm paying for the rent. Is it okay if I pay less?"
Yeah. No was the answer.
Surprisingly enough.
Yeah. And then, I guess, then he told me he told me he was going to stay until January 3rd because he moved in on November 3rd.
Because you're a hotel.
Right. You check in and check out as you please.
Yeah.
And so I said, no, you paid for 2 months. And he said I paid for 2 months. And I said, yeah, November and December. He's like, yeah, but I moved in on the 3rd, so I could stay for... I was just like, no, that's not how it works.
Do you think if he had been a good roommate and you had liked him, you would have let him stay to January 3rd?
Absolutely.
It's just because he's a dickhead.
Exactly. So I said, you know what, I'll see when the new person's moving in, and, I'll let you know. So New Year's Eve, I said, yeah, I got somebody moving in tomorrow afternoon, so you got to leave in the morning. And he left, and I still don't have anybody, but I don't have him.
Yeah.
Which is, If he wasn't a complete dickhead, then...
if you don't find someone until March, are you going to rent that room out for adult movies?
If I don't find somebody until March, the show really will be over because I have no money. I used my entire emergency fund for January's rent, so I don't know what I'm going to do for...
So really donate.
Yeah.
If you have money, donate.
I'd like to put it toward the show. It might actually go to rent at this point. It's getting a little nervous.
On the street, they always have people that stop you and try to get you to donate for charity, for what have you.
Oh, I was going to talk about that.
But let me. I was going to say, on the street, I think they were trying to get me to donate the other day for help women to get out of the sex trade industry in Thailand or someplace where they were in the sex trade industry.
It's like that's our biggest problem right now.
Well, either way, that is a problem. Here's my thing. Mm-hmm. I'm going to give you $25. I don't know what's going to happen. If that's really going to help any women get out of the sex trade industry.
Right.
What I do know is if you give $25 to Jay, he'll be able to pay his rent. Mm-hmm. So you're going to actually see a difference.
And you get a shirt.
I mean, for the price of a Starbucks coffee a day, you could really help Jay out a lot.
And I'll send you one of those thank you letters in crayon that the kids sent.
Yeah, I mean, you could really adopt a radio host.
You can see how your donation makes a difference.
Yeah, and you have a picture of on your fridge of him and with the letters he writes you.
I'll make a video of me sitting in dirt covered in flies crying. And then somebody will come over and give me like a hug. I don't know what that has to do with the donation, but I've seen a lot of those videos on TV.
It would be great though if you did that.
Maybe I'll do that for bonus content.
For bonus content in general. You'll see Jay sitting in dirt in his underwear, ribs showing,
expanded belly,
covered in his own vomit.
Somebody will come over with like a cup of porridge, and I'll have some sappy music in the background. Sally Struthers will come by.
One of the people next to him will throw their own feces at him. He'll pick it up and eat it.
I'll pick out the corn. Oh God, that just got way too far.
I always wondered when I watch those commercials, is those kids look really, really thin and really hungry, but Sally Struthers looks bigger every commercial. Why don't you just send the food that she's eating to the kids?
Not all of it, just even some.
I think she was eating the kids.
She might have been.
I think that also would have been more effective. If you don't send the money right now, I will eat these kids. That would have been, I would have sent the money. I would have adopted the kid to keep him out of Sally Struthers' throat.
She's like pouring barbecue sauce on the kid's head during the commercial.
She's like cutting like carrots above them. And, like, they're like while they're taking a bath.
The kid's like sitting down and the camera like slowly pans down and they're like in a pot.
You're like, well, why don't you feed them the jelly instead of covering them with jelly?
That's not the point. Need more salt.
I wonder if she's still alive.
Probably. She probably has diabetes now.
Yeah, you never really like people that like I knew from like high school that I don't see anymore. I don't wonder if they're still alive. But celebrities that were on like shows I used to watch, I totally always wonder like I haven't seen them in anything anymore. Must be dead.
Yeah, probably. Like Lisa on Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, or is she alive?
Who knows?
Or Tony Danza? He hasn't been in a show in a little while. Is he still alive?
Yeah, I think he had his own talk show.
Oh,
and
really?
I think he got really hurt during like a go-kart segment or something. I may have just made that up, but I'm pretty sure I saw a clip of him hurting himself.
How do you get hurt go-karting?
Apparently he turned right when he should have turned left.
Oh, you mean go-karting, not bumper carting?
Go-karting. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was a very, very not good show. Speaking of bad show... Oh, wait. No, I wanted to go back to the people soliciting on the streets.
Oh, yeah.
I guess it doesn't happen as much in other cities where you drive around a lot.
Yeah.
But here in New York, where we have to walk everywhere, they have these people that are really overly aggressive and really trying to distract me, and it's working. Overly aggressive with the solicitations, and like they have these people now that like they'll start waving and saying hi to you when you're like 30 feet away, trying to get your attention.
Oh,
or they'll run up to you and like shake your hand. Have you gotten any of these people lately?
Here in the city?
Yeah, I got one the other day, and it was like one of those save the kids type of things. I wasn't really listening, but
I got. They have they have like a little booklet with them.
Yep.
They try to, and
they show you a picture of like half dead kids, and they.
Well, I've tried. Like they try to like. I'm like, okay, I'll give you like $20, and they're like, no. You have to sign up with your credit card. So they take money from you every month,
every single month for the rest of your life. Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I don't really want to give a credit card. They're like, no, don't worry, we're legit. I'm like, I just don't want to fucking give you a payment every month.
Yeah,
that's really
exactly.
Like,
it's like I have extra money now, take it. But no, you got to sell your soul to these things. And
I was in South America, actually, in Peru, and there in the streets, the kids they're much more aggressive about like trying to get your money. Especially like little kids will run after you and like beg you for money. And so these kids were selling these little finger puppets and trying to get you buy them each one for like $1. And so these little girls, like maybe like 5 years old, the cutest girls ever, and they're like, Mister, you have to buy a finger, you have to buy a puppet. I'm like I was like, you know what? I actually already have one. And they're like, but you have 9 other fingers.
Oh, God.
And I was like, you son of a bitch. It's like, she's smarter than me, too.
Well, you know what? Peter actually put me on to this little trick. When you see them and you're like about 20 feet away, just pick up your phone and have a fake conversation.
Oh, I usually just whatever cause they ask, I'm usually like, they're like, do you want to save women from the sex trade? And I'm like, no, I don't. Why would, what, I mean, you're going to ruin my porn addiction?
Right, exactly. Hate women.
Do you want to feed children? No. Do you want to end cancer? No.
Not really, no.
No.
The world's overpopulating.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pro in favor of whatever you're for. I've tried to also stop, like, I'll stop talking. I'll stop and talk to them. And, like, no matter what you say, I mean, the whole point is they'll never take a no for an answer. And they want to get your credit card. And you know what, like, not that who the fuck knows if they even work for these organizations? Or, like, what the hell, like, where the money actually goes? Like, that's what I really, like, I really wonder, like, you give $25 to save poor children in fucking Bolivia. Is it really $25 going to the kid? And it really, like, if it costs $25 goes to the kid, why don't they just stop paying you and take that money and give it to the kid?
Yeah, exactly. I have a feeling that when you give $25, like by the time everyone takes their piece, like the kids are really getting like $2.50.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have it here. I was walking the other day and I had a package in one hand and I had a coffee in the other hand, and this lady is trying to stuff a pamphlet in my hand with the coffee, like between my thumb and finger, like between the coffee cup. And like the first one falls on the floor and she grabs another one and starts trying again. I look at her, I'm like, really? Are you really doing this to me right now?
Oh my God.
And she eventually gave it to me, and it was one of the more ridiculous pamphlets I've ever gotten. I really wish I had remembered to not lose it. But it said, proof beyond a doubt that the world is ending in 2012. And it was all these mathematic things that, it's like in the Bible, it said, in 7 days, the plague will come. And we know that 7 days, actually, each day equals 1,000 years. All this ridiculous, we know that...
Cat in the Hat said, don't eat green eggs and ham. I don't...
Exactly. It has said something like, he died on a Friday, and judging by the moon and blah, 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 we found out that the day of his death was actually, this certain year, which means that 7,000 years from now, it's 2012, and
have you ever heard the thing that Jesus never existed, and he's just it's a religion that it just copies a bunch of other religions that came prior?
I have the Epic of Gilgamesh, which is written 1,000 years before the Bible, and there's a story about a big ark.
Yeah,
and the guy takes 2 of every animal on it. Saying, it's written 1,000 years before the Bible.
Yeah,
just saying.
I was watching this thing. It was they're talking about how. Basically, the Christian religion copies a bunch of other Mediterranean religions. All had similar characters named Jesus, basically, and it's all based on astrology. And I mean, you know what? Who the hell knows? But it was just an interesting.
They just added more murder.
Yeah.
Throw in a couple crusades, and we're good to go.
Yeah.
Well, that probably pissed off a lot of people. But.
Only people that are religious in any way, which is probably most of them, American. Oh, well, your show doesn't broadcast in yeah, so, okay. Oh, well.
I wonder why
So,
I have less
the
listeners
show
every
Lost
week.
is coming back. Who doesn't like Lost?
I didn't I liked it, and then I really didn't like it, and then I said, well, I already watched 4 seasons, so I'm just going to finish it out. And then I started liking it again.
Yeah, I kind of did the same thing with that show. It's I put in all this effort, and it's like a sunk cost. There's no reason. I don't need to actually keep watching it because I kind of started hating it now.
Right.
Because they fly back and forth through time like fucking...
It's gotten...
Like fucking Michael J. Fox on steroids. And it just wasn't that interesting anymore. But at the same time, I'm like, wow, can't wait till the show season starts again.
If they don't have an actual ending, I really think somebody is going to murder the writers of that show.
Okay, so there will not be an actual ending. I can tell you right now.
You don't think there's going to be?
It's going to be a Tony Soprano, cut the black type ending.
They've been saying since season 1 they wrote a beginning and an ending immediately.
They never fucking wrote a beginning and an ending. You have to say that shit or else people won't watch.
Right.
But they've been just fucking going okay, you want to have another season? Want to have another season? I guess we got to cut this off. We have no more ideas. And they've been probably just struggling to come up with something that sounds plausibly not so absurd that fans won't be so upset.
Yeah. Well, I think having the island jump around to different places on the planet is ridiculous.
Kind of ridiculous?
No, very ridiculous. Yeah.
I think, to get any more ridiculous, you'd have to find, Transformers on the island. That would be the only thing more ridiculous than the island jumping around in time.
At this point, I wouldn't be surprised. We've had, polar bears and black cloud swarms, and, I
saw your Netflix thing out there, so you're a big fan of Dexter?
Yeah.
What season are you on?
3.
Yeah, we are on 3 also. That show is. I heard season 4 is amazing.
I guess the season finale of season 4 was the other week, and everyone on Facebook was just like, "Holy shit, Dexter! Oh my god!"
Yeah.
Luckily, nobody put a spoiler on there because somebody was doing that for 24 on Twitter, and I had to stop following them. They were every episode, they were like, "Oh my god, I can't believe this happened," and I'm like.
24 though, what's the spoiler? Turns out the government agent was a double agent. Turns out things blew up. Jack saved the day.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not like there's anything that happens there. You're like, wow, I can't believe the president's works for the bad guys.
Right. I can't believe there was a mole in.
They should have a season where everyone in the government is just straightforward. Like no one works for the bad guys. That would be the shocking thing.
Yeah. No surprise twist. They're just the bad guy, and then
we just caught him. Now we have like 10 hours to chill.
That was actually season 6, I think.
Was I mean, you know what? We're up to season 6, and we kind of just said this season kind of blows, and we're just going to jump in now when it starts again.
Oh no, you got to watch season 7.
Was season 7 good?
Yeah.
Oh, it was
totally. I almost quit after season 6, but then season 7 redeemed itself.
Well, I happened to see I saw a spoiler one for season 6 that like his dad is the bad guy. Or whatever.
Yeah, if anybody's like 2 years behind, get with the times.
If anyone's 2 years behind, then.
Although I say that, but I'm 2 years behind on Dexter, so maybe we should.
Yeah, don't say anything about that. Yeah. But Kaiser Soze is really really whatever his name is.
Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey. But so was the dad was the bad guy in 24?
Yeah.
I was like, this is absurd, and everyone said this season sucked, and so we watched like the first couple episodes, and they were like, this kind of blows, and we move on to something else.
Yeah, no, I would say watch season 7.
Have you watched Prison Break?
No, I've not.
You know, we were told that Prison Break is amazing. Mm-hmm. We're through the first 2 episodes. It doesn't seem that great.
Same with me and Weeds.
Weeds I like Weeds a lot, actually.
Well, I only watched the first episode, but it was kind of just a little boring, and then the end was very depressing. And I'm like, well, I don't want to be bored or depressed, so...
It's not a hilarious show, but it's kind of a funny show. I kind of like the first couple seasons of Weeds I loved.
Yeah?
And also, she's hot as anything.
Yeah, well, that is true.
And you get to see her naked eventually.
Do you?
Yeah. Just not yet. You have to wait like 4 seasons.
Oh. Yeah. Maybe I'll just start with season 4.
Yeah.
You want to take a 5-minute breather and come back?
Sure.
All right. We'll be right back. Listen to our friends at Neanderthal Radio. They do a podcast that's pretty funny. We got a promo for their show, so check that out, and we'll be back in a couple minutes.
And
call in 631-676-1181.
You're listening to Neanderthal Radio, the most ruthless show in the universe. Let's fucking party.
As soon as I started my piss stream, he flicked the light on and just started looking out the window. And I just stood as still as I possibly could, and he never saw me because I just lurk in the shadows like a goddamn ninja.
Let's break this down. When we're doing the show, here's the 3 things that go through our minds. 1, do we have 6? Cha-ching! Yes. 2, can I go buy some beer? Cha-ching! Yes, I can. And 3, will my Dell laptop fire up one more goddamn time? Please do it, because it doesn't have a battery.
And all we're thinking about the whole time is afterwards going to Sheets and getting greasy food.
Have I taken my underwear off so I can get more cozy in my chair? Oh, I didn't tell you guys about that. Sorry, that's fucked up.
I'm sitting here naked.
You better get yourself a sandwich right now.
And a beer.
And a
cig.
And maybe if you're going to jack off, do it now.
Yeah, do it
plenty
now.
of cigs.
Yeah, we got plenty of cigs to go around for everybody. We got diesels,
and if you're
if
you're on listening to this on an iPod or computer, stop. Burn it to a disc and put it in a stereo because we're going to rock your fucking face.
And if you can do it, possibly burn it to a record player because that'll sound real sweet.
Yeah, awesome.
Check out the show at neanderthalradio.com. Naked women and free beer. Every Thursday night. Subscribe.
Hello, ladies.
We're back.
So I'm taking an exciting trip next weekend.
Are you?
Going out to visit a friend of ours, Jason Stowe, out in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, nice. Jason was on one episode of the show.
Yes.
I don't remember which one.
It was that episode.
Yep.
Anyhow, so we a friend of mine has to be out for work, be in Cincinnati, and he was going to be in Columbus. So he's like, "Why don't we go out to Columbus and visit Jason while we're out there?" And I was like, I keep looking at what's being written instead of
go with the flow.
Go with the flow. So anyhow, we're going to go out to Columbus, and so my friend who's going out there, I guess Jason was going to pick him up at the airport, and then my friend was like, "Hey, maybe we should rent a car instead of having Jason pick us up." And I was like, "Why? I mean, doesn't he live close to, how far can he live from the freaking airport?" Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Oh, 2 hours."
Oof.
Wait, what do you mean 2 hours? Oh, he's not from Columbus. He's from Athens, Ohio. And I was like, there's a shit town smaller than fucking Columbus?
So he just said Columbus to sound cool?
No, it's because that's what you have to fly into.
Oh,
and
okay.
I just assumed it was Columbus. And I did know he wasn't actually in Columbus. I just assumed he was right outside of Columbus, like a suburb I didn't realize he was actually like 2 hours away.
Oh, because I had a roommate who said he was from New Orleans, but I found out he wasn't. He just didn't want to be associated with,
Alabama?
it's Louisiana.
Okay.
But
Yeah, I guess you say like the major area near you. Like I was from the suburbs of New York, so if you're like far away, you can just say New York and New York City. But I wouldn't say just New York City though.
yeah. Well, I mean,
But I guess who the hell would say what's the difference between Columbus and Athens, Ohio?
but who knows? I don't know nothing about Ohio.
So I've never been to the Midwest. It's my first time ever going to the Midwest.
I haven't either. I've been to every state on the East Coast and just nothing anywhere even west at all.
I've been to California once on a stopover on a flight. That was it.
To Europe?
That would be a really long way to go to Europe. Australia, coming back from Australia.
I need an atlas.
I had a 15-hour stopover in LA. For 15 hours, there was some girl on the flight that I was hanging out with who had a boyfriend, but she was still hot, so I hung out with her. Mm-hmm. I guess I wasn't, or she said she had a boyfriend. Who the hell knows? But then she left, went to see a movie by myself in Santa Monica, walked around Santa Monica, and came back to the airport. And that was my entire time on the West Coast. Oh, actually, I've been to Seattle a couple times, actually, because I have family out there.
Gotcha.
But, so I've never been to the Midwest, and I'm wondering what the Midwest is going to be like. I assume it's just going to be people fucking their cousins everywhere you look.
In the streets?
On the streets, like in the delis, like at the Starbucks, everywhere, just cousin fucking going on. You think that's an accurate description of what's going to happen?
Maybe throwing some sheep?
Yeah, no, I don't think they're into the sheep. I think that's more of a southern Midwest thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again, I need the atlas. So.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting. I'll have stories next time of the craziness in Athens, Ohio.
Sorry, I'm responding to a chat that nobody can see. That's awesome. We're very professional today.
Here, let's look at pictures while we're on the air.
At least I'm not blacked out drunk today. That's a start.
Look at this picture. It's a funny picture.
Yeah. I do have a gallery of hilarious photos.
Yes.
I wanted to talk about this. This guy got 50 years in jail for using Facebook to blackmail classmates into sex.
Was he successful?
He was successful on multiple classmates.
Nice.
Not female classmates, though.
Oh, I was almost about to give him credit for being entrepreneurial.
No, what he does is he pretends to be a girl. He gets the guy to send them explicit photos. Which is it really that easy to get? Like, I don't think I would be sending a nude photo of myself to anybody I met off the internet. Apparently, it's easy because this guy just said he was a girl and got.
I send out naked photos of myself as spam to most people.
Mm-hmm.
Just the chance they'd want to look at my penis.
Dickpics.com?
Yeah. So he'd say, I'll show a naked picture of you unless you perform fellatio on me. And the guy would say, well, I might as well suck someone's dick so that they don't think I'm gay.
Right.
Yeah, that's a...
I don't want anybody thinking I'm a fag, so I'll just take it up the ass.
Not that you guys can see the photo, but he looks like an upstanding citizen in the photo with a suit on.
Yeah, he does. But has anybody else gotten naked photos sent to them?
Could you send them to brinkofsanity.com?
Yeah, it's just I don't get the logic behind. I don't know what's in these photos though.
But you know what's crazy?
So
I think the new thing they say is like not that new, but teens sending naked pictures of themselves to other teens.
Oh yeah, like sexting.
They call it sexting.
Yeah.
But so when the girl sends a naked picture of herself to her boyfriend,
mm-hmm.
she is distributing child pornography. And they both go to prison.
Mm-hmm.
The entire purpose of child pornography laws is to protect children.
Right.
And not be used as a weapon against children. Our country is so fucking stupid.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. There should be like an age gap rule too. You know, like if a 16 and a 15-year-old have sex, like nobody should be guilty. There should be like,
right.
You know,
I think no one is guilty when a 16 and a 15-year-old have sex.
It happened though.
I think it's an 18-year-old and like a 17-year-old. The 18-year-old will be guilty.
Oh yeah, it was something like that. I think one state the age was 17, so it was like 17 and 16, and like the guy was like going to go to jail, but like that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a little. That's not even a little. It's freaking insane. If a 35-year-old man wants to have sex with a 12-year-old girl, we have to see did the girl ask for it? Did she look like she was like she looking at it like she was 14?
Right.
Yeah.
She was, giving them the eyes. We have a listener saying that they got many naked pictures over the internet. I don't know what kind of sites this person is frequenting.
Many naked pictures? When you go to guynakedcock.com, yes, you can get many naked pictures of men. That's also my
MySpace.
That's my homepage.
Apparently on MySpace, you can send photos through MySpace email.
Oh, you know what? I used to get random like spam on there. I never got men's penises on there, but like random spam.
Really? Oh yeah, no, I've gotten spam. I've always gotten like join this group. Oh yeah, it's always a picture of a hot girl and it says like hi, and then you click on it and it says yeah. But I guess there's real people that do that too, which is I don't know. I don't get what's wrong with people.
You know, so Apple blocks porn apps from the iPhone, but the Google iPhone, whatever their phone's going to be called, they're allowing open sourcing it, so anyone can add apps to it. Mm-hmm. And so now they're going to have a wave of porn applications for the cell phone.
They're going to have thousands.
Man, the subway ride to work is going to get so much more creepy.
There was a guy in front of me at a Knicks game that was looking at porno pictures on his phone.
Really?
Yeah.
That's creepy.
Yeah.
You know what's creepy? I was I don't know why I keep telling stories when I wasn't in America, but I was I was in Australia.
You're just bragging that
quite
you
the
travel
world
more than
yeah.
I do.
I told her I said I was going to the Midwest. You haven't been to the fucking Midwest. Anyhow, so I was in a barbershop in Australia, and
you really wanted a fancy haircut, huh?
Yeah,
it's a long way to travel, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, like they're gonna give you a happy ending afterwards. But anyhow, so I'd been there a couple times before. Nothing. Every time I got there, I'd always just like immediately give me. No one be there. I'd just get the haircut, no problem. Mm-hmm. First time I'd been there, I mean, the fourth time going, that I actually had to wait. So I sit down to wait, and of course I go to the magazines. Mm-hmm. And the magazines are the raunchiest, hardcore porn magazines humanly possible. And like double fisting, whatever you can name it.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, great, now I'm going to get a haircut from this dude who keeps this hardcore porn stuff as they're reading for his average customer. This is what the customer expects. They're beating off as they're waiting for a fucking haircut.
Yeah, it's a little much. We are the only prude country on the planet, but I mean, I could see Playboy or,
Actually,
the double fist thing, maybe keep that one.
Needless to say, I kept going back there, but
well, yeah, I'd get my haircut like every other day, but
now I get my haircuts in a place that's right like next to the subway on 51st and 9th Avenue, and they actually have Playboy in there.
Oh, okay.
Which I think is also a little weird.
So you only get your haircut with places with nudie magazines?
Porn, yes,
yeah, okay.
yes. I mean, it's my thing. I think I don't care what the place looks like as long as they have some kind of porn for me to beat off beforehand.
Make a 1 o'clock appointment, show up at like 11:15.
I need some hair gel. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, that just got very
disgusting.
vulgar.
Yeah. That was, yeah. Did you make? So you were talking about New Year's resolutions, right?
Yeah. Did I? Oh yeah. We did
I always think like people always make the one thing you can always count on, and you like you said you're gonna lose weight or whatever. Everyone always makes the thing to lose weight, and so the first time you go back to the gym after the New Year, you go back that week. It's always fucking packed with people to like no end.
Well, that's why I'm waiting till the 8th to go back.
Yeah, you should. I was there the other day, and like there's so many fucking people there.
It's like you're gonna quit in a day or two.
Like, yeah, Mr. 350 pounds that's dying at 3 miles per hour on the treadmill, just give up now.
Mm-hmm. The other thing is, after like the first couple weeks at the gym, like say like February 1st,
it dies so fast.
Well, not only does it die, but everyone in there is in perfect shape already. There's no out of shape people. I feel
the
like
before
shit
and after
using,
photos.
I feel like shit using any machine. There's like, because every machine that people are lifting like, 400 pounds, and I'm like, can you just make it 50 for me, please?
You go into like Gold's Gym or?
No, it's any gym. I mean,
no, you're right.
I go to this really cheesy gym called Absolute Power.
Absolute Power.
Yeah, but I don't know where I guess. That's why people are fat, because they're not going to the gym. But you'd think there would be a couple people that are trying to get in shape that go.
All the gyms also have those names like Absolute Power or Crunch, something like that. You never want to go to like Sally's, Weights and More.
Yeah, a little less flab.
Yeah.
We got treadmills. We have
You should go to. They should have a gym named what you really expect to the gym. Don't be a fat shit. Come here.
Right. Less fats, Jim.
I don't want to be ogled anymore. Come to us.
Let's see. We got one or two more things I want to go over. I just want to remind everyone again that last week was the 1st, and voting goes through the whole month. And the voting on Podcast Alley this month was pretty shitty. So get your votes in.
We have a contest going. We bet you can't get 5 of your friends to vote for us.
Bet you can't.
Bet you can't.
So we're in 15th right now, which isn't...
We bet you a $5 donation.
Yeah, exactly. We're only like 37 votes out of the top 10, so make it happen.
We were talking about shows and TV shows. And did you see what's in the movies? Did you see Avatar?
I did. I saw it yesterday, actually.
Everyone's saying it's the thing that you have to... I still haven't seen it. You could... Spoiler, I don't really care. Do I have to see this movie?
No, you don't have to see it. I'm gonna say I saw it in IMAX and in 3D, and it was visually amazing.
Yeah.
It was also very, very long, and it's like 2 hours and 40 minutes. So, and I don't know. A lot of it is just like, here's what I could do with 3D. Here's what I did. I got my hands on a really good CGI machine or whatever it is, and it looks awesome. It is cool.
It's like $20 for the tickets, right?
I went at like 11 in the morning, and it was like $12.
Oh, okay, that's not so bad.
So I mean, it's like $12 normally. I'm
the only person in America who's never seen Titanic either.
Well, you really only need to see the last 10 minutes.
That's actually so. I never saw Titanic for years, and people would say, "You never seen Titanic? How?" I'm like, not the fucking Bible. I don't have to know that shit.
Yeah. I had somebody go up to me and was like, "You never saw Passion of the Christ?" I'm like, okay. Is there any movie that you have to see?
Yeah, you're like, you know what? I didn't see Passion of the Christ because I knew the spoiler. He dies at the end.
Right, exactly.
But anyhow, so
Titanic, spoiler alert, the ship sinks.
But so I did actually see the last 10 minutes of this 10 minutes, and so she's laying on the wooden plank or whatever it is, and he's like on the side in the water. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure that wasn't like what it was like in real life. Obviously, they weren't cameras there or anything. Mm-hmm. But on the movie, couldn't she move the fuck over and let him on?
That I was thinking that the whole time. I'm like, can you just I don't know, maybe get one leg in the water?
This fucking cunt needs to stretch out.
I know. Lay on top of her, or you lay on top of him. There was room on there.
So is James? This James? So I guess does James Cameron come out with a movie every 15 years or something like that? Is that his thing?
Yeah, he just wants to break records. Somebody broke Titanic's records. He's like, all right, I'll re-up it.
The movie's made over $1 billion already.
In 17 days, yeah.
Yeah, and it's number one at the box office. It's still doing really well. It'll probably make $1 billion in the U.S. alone at this rate.
Yeah, the thing I don't like about these records, though, is that movies are like $12 to $15 a ticket now.
Yeah.
Right. So, but they're saying, oh, it made more money than, Gone with the Wind. Gone with the Wind, the tickets were $25.
They have a thing on, it's called boxofficemojo.com.
I've been there, yeah.
They shows the real breakdown with the movies made with inflation. I think Gone with the Wind's number one.
It'll never be beaten.
It's well over it's almost $2 billion.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the way they should count it, though. I think they just want new records so they have bragging rights, like, it's the number one selling movie of all time.
Yeah, you also want to say the movie broke $100 million. It always sounds impressive, no matter how less. It's like a running back breaking 1,000 yards in football.
Right, but now for one ticket, 40 people would have had to go back then. So it's really just it's bullshit. But yeah, check out that site. It's pretty cool because there's movies that you don't think would be up there, and there's movies that you think like Titanic. It was like it was like 12th, or it was really high, but it wasn't the number one thing ever.
But they also the way they adjusted on the site, there's some movie from 1937 that 12 people saw, but adjusted for inflation, it made $12 billion.
Oh no, the site I saw did it just by number of tickets sold.
Oh, okay.
So that way, that's the most accurate way. That's the way it should be done.
I probably didn't look that closely at the. Maybe that's what it did. I don't know.
Well, I think there's two options. I think you could do it the adjusted way that you saw, and then there's another button.
They also have a thing for re-releases. Some movies are re-released over the year. So, they said, was it Cinderella or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Made a ton of money, but it gets re-released every 5 years, something like that.
Right. But it's still fair. People are going to the movies to see it.
Hey, since the show's running we don't have that much time left.
Mm-hmm.
I want to break out my favorite topic.
Okay.
I want to talk about my new favorite NBA basketball player,
I think
Gilbert fucking Arenas.
that guy
Man,
is,
he's awesome.
for those people who aren't too into basketball, you still may have heard of this. You want to set it up?
No, you can go for it. I'll just talk about it then.
Okay.
He's decided that having a gun at home was dangerous with his, I guess, kids around or wherever else, or his skanks around, whoever.
Mm-hmm.
So he decided the best place to keep his gun was in the locker room. I'm not sure why it was the best place, but if any of you have brought a gun to work and you're not a cop, then you're not doing the right thing.
It's usually frowned upon.
Yeah. So anyhow, another player also apparently had a gun at work in the locker room, and they pointed the guns at each other in some kind of standoff, which they later claimed was a joke. I'm not sure what happened to the other player, but Gilbert Arenas has now been suspended by the league, which took about 2 weeks to suspend him because they were like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it is gunplay, but we can score a lot of points.
Right. And for those of you who don't know, he also has $100 million contract and like 4 years remaining on it. So
The dude signed a $100 million contract 3 years ago, has not played barely the entire
he has
time.
about 4 knee surgeries, and he finally came back from like his 3rd knee surgery and was starting to
No
get his
player
form
has
back.
ever milked one great season more so than like fucking Gilbert Arenas. He
Yeah.
had one fucking good season, and he has been awful ever since.
Yep.
He's the worst teammate possible.
Had to financially cripple your team for the next decade.
Yeah, Arenas and like co-author Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Man, he brings a fucking gun to the locker room.
Well, what I heard is they were on the plane and they were gambling, and the other guy lost a lot of money to him.
Yeah.
And they started trash talking, and it got more and more. And the other guy said, "I'll shoot you" to Gilbert,
Yeah.
and then I think that was the end of that. The next day, Gilbert takes his guns out of the locker room, puts the 3 guns in front of his locker with a note that says "Pick one." And that's when the whole thing happened.
What a comedian he is.
He's
so
so wacky
funny.
and funny.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's the Gilbert saga, which is good because the guy I'm playing in fantasy basketball this week used his number 1 pick on Gilbert. So
You gotta be kidding. Your number 1 pick on Gilbert Arenas? How fucking dumb do you have to be?
I was laughing so hard when
That's
he did
the
it.
worst. What was his second pick, McGrady?
No, it was he did pick Greg Oden, who also had season-ending surgery.
You're just gonna take everyone that's injured?
Yeah, exactly. He said he was picking all like funny players. He picked Ron Artest, who said he fell down a flight of stairs and has a concussion, which that's not the real. Nobody just falls down a flight of stairs. That's always like a cover.
Only people that fall down flights of stairs are pregnant women.
Exactly. So yeah, he's got like the all injured team, which is hilarious.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Ugh.
So I think we're gonna end the show. I think it went pretty well.
I think it did too. Where are
show
the
in
callers? I said I would love a caller. Why didn't you call?
Why? Next time
Why?
we're on, we need call. Next show we're gonna do is gonna be on a weekend and with a lot of alcohol. We're
Yes.
doing an all sober show today, which no blacking out, no slurring. So I think that one all right.
You can kind of understand what we're saying and follow it.
Yeah. So we're gonna make up for that next time with a complete
See-
nonsensical.
I see you have Mitch
show.
Hedberg on there.
I do. I
I
big Mitch
freaking
Hedberg fan.
love Mitch Hedberg. He's
Yeah.
so good. I saw him live once in Atlanta.
I saw him 3 days before he died.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Was he funny that day?
He was a complete mess.
Yeah, oh my god.
He started brushing the microphone up and down against the wall and giggling like that was his joke. He was that messed up.
He was so good though.
He was.
One of my favorite comedians tried to kill himself. You hear Artie Lang tried to kill himself?
No.
Yeah. For all you don't know, Artie Lang, sidekick on Howard Stern show. Mm-hmm. Apparently, according to TMZ, I don't know if this stuff is true or not.
Well, they follow everyone 24 hours a day, so they're actually, I guess, pretty reputable because they know more about people than they really should.
You know, fucking Obama should put TMZ on the terrorists.
Yeah, seriously.
TMZ would be like, what's his name's carrying a underwear bomb, and everything would be stopped right there. TMZ is on the case.
Exactly. They know when people wipe, and it's unbelievable.
But apparently, I don't know exactly. I don't know the details beyond that. Apparently, he stabbed himself 9 times.
Really?
3, 6 wounds weren't so deep, and 3 were like deep wounds. And his mom was coming over, His mom saw him all bloody. They rushed him to the hospital, and they saved him. The hospital, I guess they saved his life. But
Holy shit, that's a really crazy way to try and kill yourself.
and it's the second time I read his book, and it's the second time he's tried to kill himself. He tried to kill himself maybe like 15 years back by like overdosing on pills.
I'm a friggin' wuss, man. If I had the balls to do it once, I would not.
Stab yourself. That's
Yeah.
fucking the worst way ever.
Yeah, there would be one stab. I was like, ow.
Can't you fucking drink Drano? I mean, not that I want our leg to live. I think it's hilarious, but like, man, that's a fucking bad way to kill yourself.
It
It's fucking,
sure is.
Like taking a fucking knife to your stomach.
My way would be going to the tallest building and then just jumping off because it'll be fun on the way down. Plus, you won't feel anything when you hit the ground. And you got 100% success rate. The stabbing or the people who swallow a bunch of aspirins, it's like a slow,
See, what I would do is pretend I was a woman, go on Facebook, get naked pictures of guys, and tell them they got to kill me. They want to not have the naked pictures spread out.
Not bad.
I think
Not
it'd be
bad.
a good method. And that
Yeah.
way I could go to court later on.
You could do some kinky stuff. They choke you and lose circulation.
Yeah.
Don't say the secret word.
Wasn't the guy from the Kung Fu? He died masturbating. He died. Does that?
Oh,
like,
yeah, on
he
the
was-
toilet, right?
Yeah, no, he was like choking himself.
Yeah. Oh, he was in the closet,
Closet,
right? Yeah,
he choked
yeah.
himself, and he didn't. Apparently, he didn't do it right, and apparently he died. I mean,
That's one of the more embarrassing ways to die of all time. Yeah.
at least like when they say you die from embarrassment, he got them. I think you're ending the show.
Yeah, we're going to end on that. So, yeah, we'll be back next week. Who is next week's guest? Probably Leon? I don't even know the schedule anymore. It's Leon. I think it's Leon. So, yeah, thanks for listening. Vote. Join the bonus content section. If you donate the $5, make sure you give me your forum name so I can activate you for that content.
I mean,
Well, high tech.
just don't drink a latte one day a week, and you could fucking
1 day a month.
1 day a month,
One
and
day
you
a
get
month.
bonus coverage.
Mm-hmm.
That bonus coverage, it's valued at over.
Over $5, so you're making money.
It's valued at like $100,
Mm-hmm.
and you're only getting it for $5. That's 95% off.
You get the original uncut episodes of my public access show from the 90s with puppets and explosions and fire. The first 3 episodes are up, and they're all about a half hour long. So right there, it's an hour and a half of content, plus 3 lost episodes. So we're
3
already...
episodes of Lost?
Yeah.
Oh, not the episodes of Lost.
No,
Yeah.
then I would get sued, and I would end up paying thousands of dollars.
You're like, I'll give you the season finale of Lost if you.
Yeah, episodes 1, 2, and 54, which never aired.
Why didn't they
they'll be
air?
up there? I don't know, but now they are. So,
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
So for only $5.
$5. So
You know what? You get the same cost of a footlong.
that is true.
Yeah.
And they're cutting down their $5 menus. So
Are they really?
yeah, their deal is less and less good.
Why are they cutting it down?
Their buffalo chicken sandwich isn't on there anymore.
Oh, you know the buffalo chicken sandwich is not that good.
No, I got it the other day, and it was grilled chicken, and then they just sprayed barbecue sauce on top of it. The buffalo sauce on top of it.
The buffalo sauce is kind of disgusting, actually.
Yeah, I was really kind of upset after that.
It was actually one of their worst sandwiches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And is everyone who works at a Subway just rude?
Oh, I actually have never found them that rude.
Really? Everyone I go to, it's just yelling. It's really stressful. The line's wrapping around, and like the one bread guy gets over anxious, and he wants to do all the breads at once. So like he's yelling to you from like 4 people away, and then like your bread's ready, but then you got to like cut in.
The one I go to sometimes for lunch is like, it's always like 70 people deep,
Mm-hmm.
and like you're in and out of there in 7 minutes. Yeah, you're right. They do the bread thing. They want to get your order like an hour, like 12 people before you get to the cheese guy. They're giving you your order for the bread.
Yeah, and tomato guy, settle down. I don't like tomatoes.
How do you not like tomatoes?
I don't know. I just don't like raw tomatoes. But they always,
You don't like raw tomatoes?
no.
Why?
I think they're gross.
Are you un-American?
Apparently,
What are you from, Slovakia?
I'm a communist. I don't know. I don't like raw tomatoes. But you say lettuce, and he's already got like 3 slivers of tomato on your sandwich. Get your fucking hands off the tomatoes. I don't like them.
I don't always get. A lot of times I don't get cheese on mine, and the guy just stares at you. He's like, "It's no extra cost. You can have the cheese."
Yeah, actually, if you don't get lettuce, cheese, or tomatoes, any one of those, like they don't like you at all. There,
they just like stay like
they
like,
live for that. Yeah,
They're like, "What kind of cheese do you want?" "Oh, I don't want cheese, sir. There's no extra charge." No, I don't want. It's okay. I just don't want any cheese. Come on, sir. You know you want the cheese.
You get 4 entire minuscule slivers of cheese on here for free.
Sir, I mean, you can just do some extra minutes on the treadmill. You can treat yourself, sir. Have the cheese.
Have you ever gotten a cold cut sandwich there without any toppings? There's nothing in that sandwich.
There's really nothing.
You get like 4 slivers of meat, and that's it.
Have you gone to Blimpie at all? You ever been to Blimpie? I'm sure you've been to Blimpie.
I've been like once, like 10 years ago.
So I went to Blimpie recently. My sister loves Blimpie, so I was over at her place and we went to Blimpie. Mm-hmm. And which I thought was the same thing as Subway, but they like do like a real deli. They have the big things of meat and they have the slicers, and they just cut it in front of you. Mm-hmm. Which is like,
I'm just let the cat out. Sorry.
Yeah. Which is like, it's a real like deli meat. I mean, stuff at Subway, I don't know what the fuck it's made of. Like, I actually felt like I was eating real turkey.
Yeah,
Blimpie.
yeah.
And I still like Subway, but it's just weird.
Yeah, I don't know. So, sometimes I like Subway, and sometimes I don't. I guess if I'm in the mood for like a shitty sandwich, then I go for Subway. But I know it's shitty, but I kind of like it anyway.
Yeah, you know what? It's easy. I still like Subway. I think it's one of the best ones. I actually like it better than Blimpie, even though Blimpie uses real food.
Mm-hmm. Real food's always good.
Have you watched that movie Food Inc.?
No, I haven't.
You gotta watch that. It's fucking weird.
All right.
Yeah, I'd go into it more, but it's better if you just watch it. We're gonna talk about it next time.
There was this overweight guy at work, and he was walking around asking anybody if they wanted anything from McDonald's at like 3:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And he walks into one of the manager's office, and he goes, "Yeah, you want anything from McDonald's?" He's like, "Have you ever seen Super Size Me?" And the guy's like, "Yeah." He goes, "You should probably watch it again." I thought that was pretty hilarious.
It's kind of like you go to like I'm going to the Quickie Mart downstairs, like I pick you up to anything, or I'm going to Starbucks to grab me a coffee. I'm going to McDonald's. You want like a double cheeseburger?
He'd always say like, then he's like, it's just a light snack. It's just a light snack. He came back with like fries and a burger. I'm like, that's not a light. That's lunch. That's lunch or dinner.
You're fucking in Zimbabwe. It's a full meal.
Yeah,
it's a full meal for a village
for like a week. Yeah.
So I hear you got a new goodbye song.
I do. We're about to play the goodbye song. And yeah, I guess that's it, right? We're done. Thank you for listening. Call up next time. Leave voicemails. So you don't even have to go. You don't have the pressure of doing it live. We can just play your phone call. 631-676-1181.
If you talk dirty to us, we'll call you back.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, next time we'll do a weekend really drunk mess of a show.
Yeah.
That'll be good. Here is the goodbye song.
Goodbye, everybody. It's all over. Goodbye. This is the end. Say goodbye. I'm gonna leave.